We are live in the group. Hope all is well. Live in the group. The audio is working. Today we're going to go over the all of our paid systems versus free systems. We're going to go over everything that we use, and we're going to go over that in great detail in today's training. So we're going to get started in a couple minutes here. So if you're just joining the Facebook group, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you're in Best Chicago Wholesale Deals Live Facebook group, we have hundreds, probably 120, maybe 130 now of training videos you can find in the bag section or the feature section. So if you're seeing this video and you're not in Best Chicago Wholesale Deals Live Facebook group, join. I have pretty much topic on training videos on almost every topic on creative real estate investing, how to flip and cash flow houses without cash, without getting into debt. So once you learn these strategies, guess what? You can do as many deals as you want, right? It's unlimited. So we're gonna start it here. If you're looking for deals in Chicagoland area, bestchicagoWholesaledeal.com/buyers. We're in a bunch of different markets as well, so you can reach out to us to see if we're in your market. If you have a deal and need a buyer for your deal, maybe you have it under contract or you own the property, we can check it out here. And check out our free training at kingdomreacademy.com, where we go over our 5 offer system, showing you how we are flipping cash flowing houses without cash, without credit, using Kingdom principles, doing everything in honesty, telling the truth, not lying, doing everything with integrity and character, right? Unfortunately, most of what we're taught today in real estate investing is to lie and exaggerate, tell half truths. So Kingdom Academy shows you how we're doing it without doing all that, right? So one thing, if you guys haven't seen the movie Sound of Freedom, you guys got to go check that out. Sound of Freedom, we saw it yesterday. Very crazy movie, just showing what's going on in the world with human trafficking and human slavery. So check that out, Sound of Freedom. Awesome movie. You guys should definitely see that as in theater right now. But hope you guys are blessed. So we're gonna get started going over the training. So today's training is all about systems, tools, how to do it free versus paid. And I just want to make it clear that I forgot to put the Zoom. So hold on a second. If anyone wants to join the Zoom, you could join the Zoom as well and talk directly to me. So I'm gonna just post that. I said I was gonna start doing that. So let me post that in the video. So if you guys want to chat live one-on-one, join the Zoom. Where's mine? Here. Zoom link is going to be in the comments. Hey David, how you doing, man? And I'll put it in the description, Zoom link. So if you guys want to join Zoom, come on. Free coaching if you need any help with anything at all. That's why I do these, is just to help you, help other people. I believe that's what we're here for, is help each other, build each other up, and grow. Let me just make sure we're back live. Okay. So we're going to go over automations today. So if you want to know what systems and tools are about, the only thing it does is, I'm going to be clear, is it just saves you time. so you can make more offers and do more deals, right? So with a system, a tool that you're going to be paying for monthly, every month, doesn't save you time, so you can make more offers and do more deals, then you probably shouldn't buy that system. So your goal when you buy systems and tools is save time so that it frees up your time so that you can make more offers and automate your business, right? Hey David, how you doing, man? So we're gonna go over the automations and tools that we use. So system to do all the hard work for you. Hey Dave, you have a question or anything I can help you with?
Or not yet.
Not yet, okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna go over all the automations that we're doing, and then how you can automate your business as well. We're gonna go over free ways and then paid ways. So you let all the automation systems do all the hard work for you. You want to make sure that every single lead that comes in gets an offer no matter what. Every lead that comes in, you make an offer, you follow up with no matter what, and you want to follow up is going to be like one of the most important things. If you don't follow up, you're never going to do deals, because majority of all of our deals come from follow up, and your goal should be always thinking, how can I build my follow up list bigger and bigger and bigger, right? That should be your mindset, right? Instead of watching the basketball game, watching your favorite TV show, or scrolling on Facebook, you should be thinking, how can I build my follow up list for the future, right? Because the more offers you make, the more most of them are gonna get rejected. I would say 90% get rejected, and then the 90, those that reject it are going to go through follow-up, and eventually those follow-up, if you keep on them, will turn into deals, right? So the bigger your follow-up list, the more easy you're going to do deals. So you can imagine someone that has 10,000 people to follow up with versus someone that has 100 people to follow up with. Who's gonna do more deals? The person that has 10,000, of course, right? So you want to get to the point of, how can I go from 0 follow-ups to 1,000 follow-ups every single month, right? And that's for any business, that's where the success is at, the follow-up game, right? And then offers, every lead gets an offer no matter what. So if it's, your offer is going to be 100,000 lower than the seller's asking, guess what? We still make the offer, right? So I mean, we close the deals that we close every week. Guess what? They wanted 50 grand more, 60 grand more, 100 grand more. And the only reason we got the deal is because we made the offer. So if you're not making offers to sellers, then you're wasting your time, right? So I see a lot of new people get started and they don't make the offer because they think it's too low, right? Because the seller wants 200 and then their offer is only 120 or 100,000. So they skip it because they think it's too low. Whereas if you made the offer, maybe they would have accepted it, right? So CRM submits offer to every lead. So what we do, we have a CRM that we use that costs $97 a month. And if you're interested in seeing what we use, I have tons of training on that already. Or you can use a free CRM using podio.com. So podio.com is free. You can get a CRM. You just have to kind of customize it and build it yourself. Whereas the CRM that we use is everything is built. We have for sale by owner scripts. We have it follows up automatically. The website comes with it, and everything's automated. Everything is set up in seconds. Where it has a for sale by owner script, and then when you're going to make an offer, it has another script when you're going to make the offer, and it automates the 5 different offers. So CRM, our CRM follows up with every lead via email and via text. So when a lead comes in and they reject all of our offers, we send a follow-up via email and via text right away. And then that follows up with them forever. So forever, you're going to follow up with them. And that's what you want to do is eventually, maybe you can't afford the paid CRM, get the free Podio, and then eventually start paying for automation where it does follow up automatically, where you don't have to do that. when I started, I used Podio. And no, when I started, I used this like a notebook and Excel spreadsheet, right? But eventually I got Podio, and then with Podio, there's really not automation built into it. You have to do that yourself. So I remember when I was using Podio, I had to follow up with like thousands of leads every month, and I had to do it one by one eventually. And then eventually I said, I can do this anymore. I got to create a system, right? So you want to create eventually when you're starting, yeah, use Podio is free, but eventually when you get to the point of having 500, 600 follow-ups, that's where it's hard. It's hard just to use not automation with follow-up. So eventually you want to get to the point of, all right, I'm making money. I can now invest some money into automating the follow-up process via with sellers, and we do that via email and via texting follow-ups, right? Websites that capture leads. So a lot of people today, they don't want to talk for some reason. So we live in society where text messaging is more, they rather communicate via text and websites rather than talking to you, right? So a lot of these automation too, you do need a website. So you can get a free one using Weebly.com. Websites that we use are built into our CRM, and they are basically you're playing phone tag with the seller, and you can't get them on the phone, so we just text them our website, say, hey, fill out this form, and then the form basically captures the lead, and then you get an email with the lead, and it becomes a new lead into the CRM. Or you can create that using Weebly.com, which is free. You can buy like a domain for maybe $20 and then have Weebly, Weebly.com be a free, absolutely free website for you. So free would be Podio, and then Weebly to set up your website, to set up your CRM, and then eventually get a paid. Eventually, once you have so many follow-ups that you can't do it all on your own anymore, you got 500, 600 people you need to follow up with every month. You need to get to that point of automating that part, right? Like our CRM is basically lead comes in, we have a script we follow, just a basic script, get their name, the phone number, the email. And then if the lead rejects all of our offers, we just hit follow up and save it, and then automatically it's going to follow up with them forever. So eventually that's the type of automation that you need when you have thousands of people you need to follow up with. You can't do it on your own, right? And the CRM as well has a built-in calculator in here. So you put in the square feet, you put in the condition right here, what's the condition? Then you plug in the comps in here, your wholesale fee, what you want to make, and then it comes up with the offers for you. So it comes up with the offers for us, and they eventually, if you're brand new, you don't have funds for it, you just use Podio, learn the formula, right? Like we have students that are with us that don't even know the formula, and then they're closing deals because of the automation with the CRM, right? So they just follow a script, leads come in, and then when they're going to make the offer, they follow another script. Here's a cash offer. They just follow the script. Here's a sandwich rent to own offer. Here's the wholesale rent to own offer. Here's the straight option offer. Here's the offer to form a partnership on Airbnb. And there's tons of Q&A, overcoming objections, and how Airbnb works with the seller on the bottom. And if they reject all the offers, we simply just send them this written offer. And I believe, if you're just making offers over the phone, after that phone call, you need to send an offer in writing to the seller. Otherwise, I don't consider that an offer. So if you're just texting or just calling the seller with an offer, I believe that you need to submit, like after the call with the seller, we submit this offer letter of intent in writing to the seller, right? So we don't just send all the 5 offers to the seller. What we do is we make an offer one by one, and if they totally reject it, that's when we go to the next offer, and we're doing that over the phone. And then if they reject all the offers, we send all the offers in writing, and then we just simply change the status to follow up. You go edit, follow up, and then all of a sudden I'm done with that lead because I made all the offers, they rejected it, and now I put them in follow up. So it's going to follow up with them forever, and I don't got to worry about it anymore, right? So the free version is Podio, and then this is our paid version, Best Chicago Wholesale Deal CRM that we built in-house with our CRM. And then the websites are attached to the CRM. So this website, like you can take Weebly, and then if you want to copy this, you can just you can copy the design and everything and go to Weebly.com for free and build your own website. But this website is built into the CRM. So in seconds, a website is built. And here's where is basically used is this form here. I'm calling sellers. They're not answering their phone. We're playing phone tag. They do have a house they want to sell, but I can't get a hold of them. Our schedules never line up, right? So boom, I just text them the form, say, hey, fill out this form. I'll get an offer to you in 24 hours. And then boom, they fill out the form. I have all their information, their data. And then I can try to call them back with an offer, or I'm going to text them an offer if I can't get a hold of them, right? So you do need something like this because you're going to be playing a lot of phone tag. And this is just, like I said, systems and tools, all they do is save you time, right? So the websites, this is just going to save you time going back and forth with the seller, right? So if I can just send a form, fill it out. Once the form is filled out, I get an email with the lead, and then I can start working the lead, analyzing the deal, getting the offers, and then boom, I have the lead in my CRM automatically created, right? So Weebly.com is free. Every seller, so what we do internally in our business is every seller lead goes through our 5-offer system. And like I showed you, all we do is plug in the comps, square footage, and condition, and then it comes up with the 5 offers. And in today's market, it's super difficult to wholesale, super difficult. A lot of areas in Chicago, there are really no buyers anymore because the prices are coming down super fast. There are still some hot areas. Northside Portage Park, we sold a deal in 24 hours. We sold a deal, like a downtown condo deal, and in 24 hours. But there's a lot of pockets in Chicago, especially South Side, where the buyers are gone. There's literally no buyers there because prices are dropping 50, 60 grand ARV in a matter of months, right? So you need to learn how to do rent to own, how to do straight options, how to form Airbnb partnerships with owners, and create the cash flow, right? Like today, we have enough cash flow coming in. We have cash flow coming in from all of our rent to own, the Airbnbs, that we basically covers all our bills, and we don't have to even, you want to get to that point if you have enough cash flow coming in that you don't even have to close the deal anymore because there's so much cash flow coming in that it doesn't matter if you close a wholesale deal or a listing, a deal at all, because you have enough cash flow coming in from all your Airbnbs, your rent to owns, that are flowing in, right? And you're not stressed anymore because it's like, okay, if I close a deal, great. If I don't this month, it doesn't matter because I have enough cash flow coming in. If you don't want to talk to sellers, make offers yourself. I would say hire a VA or employee. That's what we're doing. We're hiring VAs, employees that make offers for us. And you probably don't want to do that until you know what you're doing. I would say close 3, 4, 5 deals first, and then once you close some deals, then go ahead and hire a VA or employee, right? So because if you hire someone, you never close the deal, and you don't know even how to talk to sellers or make offers or anything, then how are you gonna teach someone else to do that, right? It's not possible. The VA can do everything for you, or your employee can do everything. When I say VA, I mean virtual assistant. We have virtual assistants in like the Philippines, or you can hire like a local employee. VA can do everything for you, answer the phone, follow the script, come up with the 5 different offers. So what we have is leads come in, they follow the script in the CRM, they get the comps, they figure out the condition from the owner, and then they get the 5 offers, and then they basically get the seller back on the phone and make the 5 different offers following another script, which I just showed you, which is the letter of intent script with the offers. So the goal is with systems and with hiring is to make it simple. The more complicated you make it, the more harder it is to plug someone out and then plug someone in. So we made it very simple. Lead comes in, script, follow the script. When you're going to make the offer, follow another script. Just keep it simple, right? And the next level, what I do is become a mentor, split profits with others. That's the next level. Like once you close deals, maybe you've closed 5, maybe you want to get to the point of closing not just 4 or 5 deals, maybe you want to close 10 deals or more. Maybe you made 100,000 in real estate, wholesaling, and then you want to start mentoring others and splitting profits. That's what I do. I mentor others, I split profits, right? I started a meetup group 13 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe, and in Chicago. And the whole intent of my meetup group was to help people get into real estate investing, and for them to send me deals, and then we split profits on deals. So I was doing free mentorship, and then we were splitting profits, right? So you don't have to do it free. That's up to you if you want to charge. But our mentorship now is no longer free. It's only $97 a month, and we split profits, and then we give them access to all these systems that we're showing you here today for just $97 a month. So every seller gets an offer no matter what. So just have that mindset of every lead that comes in, I have to submit an offer no matter what, right? And to learn more about our 5 offer system, if you just simply go in the Facebook group, like I talked about earlier in the video, go to the guide section or go to the feature section and watch all the replays. And I have a video on each offer, and you can, for free, basically you just go in there and you can learn all the 5 different offers for free. And all the 5 different offers require no cash, no getting into debt, they require no, you don't have to have experience, and that's the way to go, right? Like my story, I was about 10 million in debt, and I had completely paid it all off, and I did that through the 5 offer system, through doing a lot of wholesaling, through doing a lot of rent to owns, doing a lot of straight options, and doing a ton of Airbnbs as well. So it works, and you're going to get deals as long as the number one thing is always making offers. If you're always making offers, consistently talking to sellers every day, you're going to make an offer. You're going to get a deal if you're persistent. The ones that give up are, hey, I talked to 100 people, I made 100 offers, I didn't get a deal. Well, you got to keep going. I think I was at like 106 offer before I did my first deal, right? So VA or employee goal, what we do is when we hire is they make 4 to 8 offers, depending on how many hours they work, 4 to 8 offers a day. We can log into the CRM, and then we can log into their account and see how many offers they made each day. So if you're hiring, you want a CRM where you can log in and then look at what they did today, right? Like you want to be able to see everything that's going on in your company, right? If we need to meet sellers on the ground, you can use, we use them a lot, WeGoLook.com. So if you need boots on the ground, so let's say that you're in Chicago and you decide to do deals in Texas or Florida, and you need boots on the ground, someone that will go to the property, take pictures, maybe even help you get a lockbox on. What We Go Look basically is they're going to take pictures and send you a detailed report of the property. You can also get people from local Facebook groups. So join local Facebook groups in that market, find other wholesalers, find other realtors, and pay them per deal. I mean, imagine, you just pay someone 75, $100. They go take the pictures for you, they go put a lockbox on, they go put the keys in the lockbox for you. And, you just pay someone $100 and that's it, right? Like a lot of people say, oh, I can't do deals in Texas, I'm in Chicago. Well, you just need, $100 to pay someone else or pay WeGoLook. And then you have your boots on the ground. So you should be able to, this frees you up that you can go virtually anywhere, right? Like I've been saying for a while now is there's deals in Chicago we can't sell, or we are selling and we have to go to the seller and get these huge price reductions, and we have deals that are sitting on the market for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, they're not selling. And then we got deals in Florida where sold in 24 hours. Boom, I put it on the market, it's sold. Put it on the market, it's sold. So what's easier, where are you going to make more money? The market where it's going to sell quick, right? And where you're going to work less hours, the market where it's going to sell quick, right? So you need to make sure, especially in this market, that you're not in a market where everything's coming down super fast and buyers are scattered, trying to get out as fast as possible, right? Because there's a lot of markets like that. For example, Greater Grand Crossing area, we just did a deal there, and like literally like the ARV after rehab value went from 360 to 290 in a matter of like 4 months, right? Like, of course, every flipper would avoid that area now because of the drastic decrease of the ARV that happened so fast, right? So I did a video on if you go in the feature section on market research, so use Baird, BARD.google.com. It's basically like a chat GPT for Google. And just go on there and type, it's free, just go on there and type, what area are most investors buying properties? And it's gonna give you like the top 5 zip codes, the top 10 zip codes in your area. So I did a full training on that. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. So watch that video and get that, because and I would do that every like 3 months, make sure my market's still hot. And because a market can change in the next 3 months with what's going on in the economy, right? If we need to meet sellers, again, pay local realtors, other wholesalers, you can just pay them per deal. You don't need to give them any type of like equity percentage. That's something you can do too, is like you can find a local realtor or wholesaler and you can pay for their marketing, and then you can split profits with them and they go to the property. So that's another option as well that you could do. I've seen people doing that. I'm not doing that personally, where I'm paying for other realtors and wholesalers marketing right now. But that's an option that you can look into, because we're hiring, we have employees and VAs. We are getting leads from propwire.com. So propwire.com, you can pretty much download tax delinquents, pre-foreclosures, probates, free and clear properties, and get that list in a few minutes. And our students are using a bulk skip tracer that we use from out of country that charges 3.5 cents per lead. Basically the same data at these big companies that are charging like 20 cents a lead, 10 cents a lead. Or you can skip trace for free using truepeoplesearch.com. So these are a few websites that you should jot down. Propwire.com. Our partners use our bulk skip tracer, which is 3.5 cents per lead, or use truepeoplesearch.com, which is free, but you have to do it manually one by one, where you're searching the name, the mailing address, and then you're trying to find the number, and then you're copying the phone number and the email into the system. So once you have the leads, you have maybe you pull a tax delinquent list on PropWire, and then you skip trace on True People Search. Now you get all the phone numbers for the sellers. You're gonna what you got to do next is contact the leads, right? You got to call them. If you never call anybody, you're never gonna do any deals. Right? So you're gonna get their phone numbers. You're gonna get their emails. So you want to call them, leave them messages. You want to text them. You want to send them emails. What we're using is creative REI reply to contact the leads. So it does like automated campaigns via text and voicemail. It only costs 0.0085 cents per contact, and we usually do like maybe a 3-4 touch campaign where we're hitting the same lead 3 or 4 times via text, via voicemails. And you can do that for free using Google Voice, where you're texting one by one or calling one by one and leaving messages. Right. So Google Voice is free, googlevoice.com. Or what we're doing to automate contacting leads. We're not doing one by one. We're using creative REI reply. And if you're going to use Google Voice, make sure that you're changing your text message every time you're sending it. So if you go back to the AI training from last week, I show you how to do that. You can just type in, hey, send me a text message to send to a seller lead. I'm an investor looking to buy properties, and give me 10 variations of this text, and it will basically spit out 10 different variations that you can rotate using Google. Because if you're using Google Voice and you send the same text over and over to a bunch of different numbers, they'll start spamming you and blocking your number, right? So you don't want to do that. Another way we contact leads using automation is we're using batch dialer to cold call the same list. So we send them text messages, leave them voicemails, and then we use batch dialer to call. If they don't answer, we leave voicemails as well. So the cost for batch dialer is about $100 per month, or again, do it free, or you're going to do it free using the Google Voice, right? So going back to creative REI reply. So with our members that do want to use that, we recommend you have at least like 2,500 numbers, and it does cost about the same amount. So it will cost about $100 a month, because we're touching them maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times with one campaign. But the beauty about it is you just set up the campaign and you can have it run for, you can have the campaign run for a month or 2 months, and then you forget about it, but then you have leads coming in, right? Like, let me open that up really quick. If anyone has any questions, you can put it in the comments, or you just a couple of people on, you can unmute yourself as well if you have any questions at all. The creative REI reply, we're basically just setting campaigns up, and we're having them run for 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months sometimes. And we got 10,000, 20,000 numbers in that campaign, and leads are just coming in every day. So you can see here we have a campaign going on, and then we have leads these are warm leads now, right? So when you're doing like cold calling, people are like, hey, why are you calling me? But when you're texting, it's more of, hey, I'm calling you about your property, and this guy says, hey, what's your offer? So we know this guy wants an offer, but we're going to go ahead and give him a call, or if he doesn't answer, we maybe send an offer via text messaging, right? Hey, Carla, you're on mute. You have a question?
Oh no, it's my hand. I'm having a technical thing on. Is my hand up?
No problem. No, you were unmuted.
Oh,
I'll mute you. So the campaigns that we're doing, and that's what today is people don't want to talk. People don't want to talk on the phone. They rather text. They rather just be on a website and fill out forms. So we're making offers to sellers. We try to get them on the phone. Of course, that's the best thing to do, is try to get the seller on the phone and make the offer over the phone. But if we can't, we're just going to send them a text with the offer. If they don't take it, we'll move on to the next offer. If they don't take that one, we'll move on to the next offer. And yeah, sometimes you got to do that via text, but it's better to get them on the phone. But a lot of sellers just do not want to talk today. So they rather just do everything via texting, via filling out forms on a website, right? And we've done lots of deals where they filled the form on the website, and we just communicated via text. We never talked to the person, and we closed the deal, and all they wanted was communication via text. They didn't want to talk. So we use batch dialer to cold call the same list. Again, it costs about 100 per month. Batch dialer is we'll call 10 numbers at the same time rather than calling one by one. So again, that just saves time. So every system that we have, the only thing it does is saves you time, right? Creative Audio Reply, we upload a list of thousands of numbers and it goes and contacts them the next, next month or two, right? So we just set it up once and it contacts them, right? The bulk skip tracing, it's used so that we're saving, so we don't have to skip trace one by one. It's going to save us, hours upon hours of data entry, right? So our partners, once you get a deal, we sell the deal for you, so you don't have to. So if you're new in the business and wholesaling or creative real estate investing, you know that once you have a deal under contract, that's half of the equation, right? Like now I have to go sell the deal. Now I have to go find a buyer for my wholesale deal. Now I have to, if you have a rent to own deal, now I gotta go find a buyer for my rent to own deal. So now you're hustling to go find buyers, right? So what we do is we partner with our members and we disposition the deal. We sell the deal for them, so they don't have to. And that's good because usually what happens with new investors is they focus all their energy on selling the deal. So when they finally close and make 5-10 grand on that one deal, guess what? They don't have any deals in the pipeline, right? So what you want to do is the more deals you have under contract, the more opportunities you have to make money. So you always want to focus on the next deal, right? So you got that deal under contract, you want to be able to focus on keep on the marketing with sellers, making offers, and keep on getting deals under contract. So with us, we partner with you, we sell the deal for you, so you don't have to worry about that part, and then we split the profit. And that's what basically what we do, right? So you don't have funds to hire a full-time BA or employee. We also have a per project cold caller. So let's say you don't have the funds, you want to hire a full-time BA employee, so you don't have to make the offers yourself. In that situation, you don't have the funds for that. We have like a per project cold caller. Like they'll charge $25 a call. If you have a list of 200 leads you need to call, they'll call it for you, right? And then hopefully they get 3, 4, 5 good leads out of that want an offer. And this is good for, I don't have the funds to hire someone full-time, so I'm going to go ahead and just hire the cold caller that is cheaper, that I can just pay 25. Maybe I have 400, 500 leads to call, so I'm going to pay him maybe $50, and he's going to call all those leads for me. And basically what they're doing is they're just calling the leads and seeing if they're interested in selling their house and interested in an offer. They say yes, they send you the lead, say, hey, this lead wants an offer, call him, right? So that's what they're doing there. So the future vision is, eventually you want your students, eventually maybe you close 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 deals, become a mentor, get students, start splitting profits with them, start hiring VAs, start hiring employees that are talking to all the sellers. So these are your 3, VAs, employees, and students that will be talking to sellers. They'll be making the offers for you. You got Creative Audio Reply, batch dialer, contacting leads for you. And students, VAs, employees are on the phone contacting leads back. So you're not doing that. CRM is coming up with the offers for you, following up for you, so you don't have to. And then we're partnering with our students and we're selling the deal for you. So what are you doing? So you're just making sure your team is consistently making offers, making sure your marketing is going out daily. So your goal is to build your team, right? Add more people on, eventually hire more VAs, hire more employees, bring on more students, more people that you're mentoring. And keep building that, right? And the more people you have on your team, of course, what's that? The more offers you can make, the more deals you can close, right? So what's great about this business is that you can outsource everything. You can outsource talking to sellers, you can outsource making offers, you can outsource talking to buyers, you can outsource selling your deals. You can pretty much outsource everything, right? Like right now I work really from like 10:30 to maybe 12:30 every day, 1 to 1 o'clock, and the rest of the day I don't work that much. I work like 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. That's because my business is outsourced, and I don't leave I don't go to any of the properties that we're selling. I don't talk to the sellers. I don't negotiate the contracts with them. So, and that's where you want to get to the point of, hey, if I want to take the day off and be with my family, I can do that, because that's when you really have a business, right? Like if you have a business that if you stop working, there's no more revenue, like that's when you have a job, right? So what do you want to get to the point of I can go on vacation for a week, 2 weeks, and I still have revenue coming in. I still have, I don't need to be there. I don't need to do anything, because I have a team that is doing everything for me, right? We do recommend closing 3 to 5 deals on your own first before hiring or outsourcing everything. Again, you can do all this free, like I showed you, all the different alternatives, or paid, right? So paying for systems should only do one thing: that saves time so you can make more offers. So if whatever you're paying for or about to buy in your business for your systems and tools, if it doesn't save you time so you can make more offers, then you should probably not buy that, right? So I believe the only goal with our finances should be time freedom, right? I believe most of our goals, like we want our finances, we want enough finances so that we can, be with our family more, be with our friends more, so we can travel the world more, so that we can be a blessing to other people, right? So the goal is to get set free from the bondage of a job, bondage of finances, right? Like when I had a full-time job, I hated it, right? I hated waking up at 8 in the morning, going to traffic for 30, 40 minutes just to get to work, where I'm only making, 50 grand a year. And I hate it. That was like for me bondage, right? Like I was in bondage to go to work. I was in bondage to go to work because I needed the finances, right? But once you learn how to flip deals, how to cash flow deals without any money, you can do as many as you want. And eventually that could surpass whatever you're making at work. And that's what I did. Is I was working full time, and I was making about 60 grand a year. And that was like working crazy full time. Like my salary was maybe 40, 42. And then I think with all the overtime, I was making like 60. I was working nights. I was working 3-4 hours after my normal work hours so I can make more money. And then started real estate investing while I was working the job, right, at the same time. And then I was able to eventually do the real estate investing. And the first year was maybe I made like 20 grand in the first year that I was doing it. And then second year I made like 120 grand. So I was like, okay, I doubled my salary at work. And I worked only maybe 2, 3, 4, I was working maybe 4 or 5 hours a day on the real estate part of it. And then I was able to be set free, right? Like once you get to that point of like, hey, this job is holding me back to make more money in real estate, that's when you quit, right? And once you have enough, I would say at least try to get 1 year's worth of salary into your bank account through just real estate investing, not any other form of profit, and then quit your job, right? And then you can be set free from being in bondage to a job, being set free from all that, right? So if you have any questions, reach out to me. It's my number, my email, my number. If there's any questions at all, you can always put it in the comments as well. Hey Scott, how you doing, man? So we're gonna end with some biblical teachings on success. So I believe the success in life comes from the Bible. Like if you want to walk in the fullness of joy and peace, the Bible will give you that. And the Bible has all the best leadership training that you can ever go to. So if you're searching for, a mentor, like for me, I'm always like searching. I used to always search like YouTube for a mentor, someone that can teach me, how to be like them, how to reach their success, right? And then when I got all into the Bible and success principles in the Bible, it's like, man, it's like the these mentors, the best ideals have come from the Bible, right? So if you want success, spiritually, financially, in your relationships, in your marriage, you got to get in the Bible, you got to read it, and it's going to give you that success. Giving is the highest level of living. In Genesis 14:20, it says, then Abraham gave him a tenth of everything. So before the law in the Bible, before any type of law was given, Abraham was giving a tenth of everything he made. Giving is the highest level of living, and that's what you want to do is instead of thinking about yourself and how you can acquire more money for yourself, you want to think of like, how can I like give more? How can I serve more? How can I be of service more, help more people? How can I give of my time, give of my money, give of things, and we all have skills and talents that God has given us that we can give. Even though maybe you don't think you have anything to give, I can guarantee you have a skill, a talent right now that you can give other people and be a blessing to other people. Nothing speaks to others more loudly than generosity from a leader. And that's what I do in these meetings is I just give them my time, right? I sacrifice an hour of my day on Monday, an hour of my day on Tuesday with members. And I sacrifice that time I give to you, and I show you exactly what we're doing in our business to succeed. So true generosity is not an occasional event, it's a lifestyle. You want to be a person that you make it a lifestyle of giving, right? And I can tell you like the reason for my success is giving. Like I give like I started a meetup group and I just gave information for free. And guess what? People went on their own and did their own deals, which is great. And there's a lot of people that send me deals and partner with me, and which is great too. And my goal is to help you hopefully be better than I am, right? Make more money than I am, be more prosperous and successful than I am, right? And that's great. That's the kind of mindset you want, is to always be finding ways to serve, to give. And the more you serve, the more you give, the more you love your clients, the more you love people, especially in your business, the more business you're going to get, because they're going to tell people about you. They're going to say, hey, this guy helped me with this XYZ, and it was a great service. And they're going to tell people about you, right? And it's like what Jesus did when he was on earth. Everyone that was sick, he healed them. Everyone that needed help, he was able to help them, right? He was able to serve and give of himself, right? And when you do that, you're loving your clients more than anybody, you're loving your people more than anybody, and then that's just going to lead to more business. So it comes from the heart and permeates every aspect of a leader's life, touching their time, money, talents, and possessions. So generosity is not just money. Generosity is of your time, of your skills, your resources, things that you have. It's not just about giving finances. It's about also giving your talents, right? Effective leaders, the kind of people want to follow, do not gather things for themselves. Or you need to always, you want to be an effective leader, you want to always be thinking about other people. Always be thinking about, hey, like for me, like I'm in tons of other mentorships and coaching programs that I bought, and I buy courses I buy like a couple courses like every month, so I can learn and grow. And I don't think of it for myself selfishly, but so I can give it, so I can give it to other people, so I can put it in these trainings and give it to anyone that's listening, right? And that's the kind of heart that you want to be successful, not just life and business. You do it in order to give to others. To cultivate the quality of generosity in your life, do the following: be grateful for what you have. Always be grateful. We're blessed to be in this country. You live in the United States, you make more than 30 grand a year. I believe the stats are your top 1% income earner in the entire world. Most of the world doesn't have electricity and hot water and cell phones and TVs. Most of the world does not have what we have. We're blessed to be here, and we gotta stay in that mindset of gratefulness. And it's not only going to be good for your health, like physically, like if you walk in gratefulness, science has caught up with this. It's going to heal your body. It causes healing in your body. They have people where they're putting them in studies where they're just meditating on things they're grateful for, and it's like healing cancer, healing tumors. It's like all these crazy things are being healed. And that's why God wants us to walk in gratefulness, so that our bodies are, that we're a blessing to other people. And gratefulness is a key attribute of people wanting to do business with you. Like if I have a seller on the phone and they have an Airbnb where I can make $5,000 a month or $2,000 a month or $1,000 a month, guess what? Are they going to want to do business with me if I'm ungrateful, if I'm unpleasant to talk to, if I'm depressed and angry? No. Will they want to do business with me if I walk into that meeting or walk into that phone conversation with a heart of like, man, I'm just grateful just to be talking to you. I'm just happy that you're actually considering my offer. So if you walk in this heart of gratefulness, you're going to get more deals under contract. You're going to have people that want to do business with you. There's going to be people that want to send you deals. There's going to be people that want you to be their coach and their mentor. There's going to be people that just out of nowhere want to be around you because of you're permeating this attitude of gratefulness and appreciation in everything you do, right? Like, I'm just grateful that you guys are listening. Like, it's just amazing that God has, like, I would never imagine, like, when I was working a full-time job, that I would have like people listening to things I say and I'm actually helping people, right? Like I would never thought that I would be a leader when I was, 25, 24 years old, right? So I'm just grateful just to be here, right? So that's the kind of attitude you want. And any relationship, like any type of deal, like rent to own, a wholesale deal, guess what? These sellers want to do business with someone they like, someone they trust, someone that's walking in gratefulness and not, you just got to check your mindset every time you're going to get on that call with the seller. Am I grateful right now? Or am I depressed, angry, mad? You got to look at yourself like a magnet. Like right now at this moment, am I attracting people or am I detracting people? If I'm walking in gratefulness, appreciation, I'm walking in love and joy and peace. I'm walking if I'm walking in the state of mind of love and joy and peace and gratefulness and appreciation, guess what? I might get the deal under contract, and I'm just appreciative for the opportunity, right? But again, if you're in that state of depression, anxiety, worry, fear about the future, fear of rejection, you're always in fear, guess what? You're detracting business away from you, and people are not going to want to do business with you because you have this attitude and this mindset of anger and depression and always afraid of everything, right? So walk in this gratefulness. Put people first. Stop thinking about yourself. So when you're in fear, when you're worried, depressed, usually you're thinking about yourself, right? So stop thinking about yourself. Think about the other person on the other line. Think about the other person that you're talking to. What's the best thing I can do to help the other person, right? So think about when you're on the phone with a seller, you're making offers. Think about like, hey, if I was in the seller's shoes, what would be the best scenario for them? And then with our 5 offer system, maybe the cash offer is too low and they owe 200 and you're about to make $100,000 offer. Guess what? I'm going to skip that offer and I'm going to go to maybe the rent to own offer, which makes sense, right? Because now you're putting them first, and I'm going to tell them the truth. Like, hey, the cash offer, guess what? That doesn't work because it's below your mortgage and I don't want you to come out of pocket. So this offer is going to work better for you, right? So put people first. Think about what's best for them. And then when you put people first, it's always going to be a win-win. It's going to be a win for you, a win for them. And you don't want to have that mindset of that mindset where you have to win and you're the winner and they lost that negotiation, right? You don't want that mindset. You want the mindset of how can I put them first and it becomes a win-win for both of us. Like the world will say, hey, yeah, just be cutthroat and steal, steal their property, right? But I say put them first and give them the best offer for their situation. Do not allow desires for possession to control you. So I lose a lot of deals because I'm honest. I'm too honest, right? And I do a lot of deals because I'm honest, right? So don't allow the desire for, like, for example, I could have lied to the seller and I could have said, hey, I'm the one buying it, I'm the cash buyer, I'm gonna lie to you and just say I'm the one buying it, and I'm not gonna say that I'm wholesaling, right? So he knew what wholesaling was. So we had this deal not too long ago. He knew what wholesaling was, and I told him that I could have said I was the buyer and got the deal and made 20 grand. But I told him the truth. I said, no, I'm not the buyer. We're going to wholesale it to one of our buyers that will for sure buy this property and close in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks because the numbers look great. But I am not the buyer. So if that doesn't work for you, then guess what? You can move on to the next one. Right? But be honest. And you let possessions control you and money control you by lying, right? By you have to disobey God in order to make money, then that money is controlling you. Your desire for money is controlling, your desire for possessions are controlling you. So don't allow that to happen in your business. You want a business that is welcoming God. God can come into your business, say, well done, good and faithful servant. You're doing a great job in this business, right? You're not lying to people, you're not stealing from people, you're not cheating people. And unfortunately, we see that in most big companies today, right? And see money as a resource, not a God, right? Money used to be my God. I used to be okay with lying, exaggerating, telling half truths, stealing. I used to be okay with that, right? So and you don't want money as your God. You want money to be your resource that you use as a tool, right, to be a blessing. So see money as a resource, not something that controls you, right? Develop the habit of giving. Give of what you can, right? And I'm telling you, like, once I started giving is when everything changed for me. Like, I started having success in every aspect, not just giving to church. Yes, give to your local church, be part of a local church and give to your local church. And your local church should be giving back to people that are poor, people that need food, people in need, but also give of everything you have to your friends, to your family that you can. Be a resource, right? Give wherever you can, right? So make it a habit of, like, hey, how can I give something today to somebody, right? Let's say the end of the day comes and you haven't given nothing yet. Just try to find out who you can give, and if you have, literally, like, I'm not talking about just money. Maybe you're just giving of a simple phone call to a family member you haven't spoke to in years, and you're just calling them up, just to say you love them and see how they're doing, right? So develop this habit of always giving something every single day, and make it a goal before you go to sleep. Give something, right? So the only way to maintain an attitude of generosity is make it a habit. Give it your time, give it your attention, give it money, resources, and you just make it a habit. And I can't tell you, like my most time when I'm happiest is when I'm able to give to somebody, right? The time, if you never gave anything to anyone, or was never generous with your money, with your time, with your resources, I can't tell you how joyful that I am when I see someone just light up because I just gave them something, whether it was money, whether it was time, whether it was some resources I had. But just the very act of letting go of money or some other treasure to something within it destroys the demon greed. And I was there, man. I was stuck in that where I would do anything for money. I was working literally like 8 a.m. to like 12 o'clock at night, 1 a.m., 1 a.m. I woke up, I worked, and then I worked throughout the whole day, and I was working to the end of the night, right? So and I was money was my God, right? And I would do anything to get more and work more hours and destroy my, destroy my relationships just for the money, right? And you don't want to do that. In what ways do you show generosity in your life? So what ways do you show generosity in your life? So find out where your generosity is going. And again, if you don't have money, it could just be a simple phone call, um, just giving of your time, giving of yourself, helping other people. So make it a goal to give something to somebody every day, to someone that needs it. So amen. So we're gonna end here. I just want to pray for everybody. Just want to thank God for all his blessings, giving us this technology, Zoom, and wisdom from the Bible of generosity. We ask God to make us generous people, givers, not thinking of ourselves, but thinking of ways we can help other people, love other people, give to other people, sacrifice our time or money, sacrifice everything that we have to help other people and encourage others and love others. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So God bless. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me with any questions at all. God bless.